right, everybody, welcome to the Nick Biddle Life and Leadership Podcast. We are here live in the studio in Corn, America. Actually, my lovely bride, Tarina, is at home. So how does this feel?
It feels weird, but let's try
Yeah,
it.
it's a little weird, this camera thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do with my hands. But yeah, no. So today we are going to try, we're going to talk about what does it take to be a good leader?
Okay.
And what does that look like? But before we jump into that, what's been going on in your world?
Okay, so first of all, I'm supposed to look at my phone camera, correct? You can tell I
It
don't
don't matter where
FaceTime
you
very
look.
many people.
It don't matter where you look. You look wherever you want to. You don't have to make eye contact with the camera. You can look at your hands. It don't matter.
I just have to act like I'm in the same room making fun of you.
Yeah, you can make fun of me remotely. You've done it your whole life. So go right ahead. What's going on in your world?
Well,
Make fun of me.
it's so beautiful outside, and I love fall. I love being outside anyway, but I love fall. We're probably gonna have to mow less, Nick. This is gonna be exciting.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
kind of
that's
like
exciting
mowing,
for
so
me. You
maybe
kind of
we'll have
like
a
mowing.
fire. We can have a fire today.
We could have a fire. So you come up with a nickname for me this last week. Do you remember? You remember? You had a nickname for me. I wrote it down. We were at Mountain Man's Pizza and Axe Throwing because Trina really likes to throw an axe. No, we were actually there with the football guys. We were having dinner, and one of the individuals was there as actually coach, and I brought something up. I was talking to, we were at a volleyball game the day before, and I just said, hey, how are things going? And there were some big changes going on in their life. And so I was like trying to be engaged and I was listening. And so then I see her husband the next night at the axe throwing. And I was like, hey, I hear this is happening in your life. Congratulations. And he goes,
What are you
what are you
talking
talking
about?
about? What are you talking about? And I'm like, pretty sure, yeah, this is happening. This like significant event involving their kids. And he's like, don't know anything about it. And I'm like, really? And turns out I was right. Those significant things in their life are happening, but they have just been so busy. They have not gotten together and had that conversation.
So busy
And
serving our kids.
right, yeah, they're too busy.
So yeah, and I
Helping raise our
called you.
kids. Do you remember? Do you remember the nickname you gave me as a result?
Oh, what was it?
You call me Wreck It Mouth. You remember that? Wreck It Mouth. That's my
That
new
is
nickname.
awesome.
Yes. Yeah. You're like, oh, Wreck It Mouth instead of Wreck It Ralph. But anyway, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Well,
And
we'll
then the
see if
other
that
thing I have,
sticks.
what's that?
We'll see if it sticks.
It probably will. Knowing me, a couple of weeks ago when we talked about the three virtues, me not having the EQ, the smart, I think Wreck It Mouth will probably stick because I do put my foot in my mouth a lot, a lot. And then the other thing that I wrote down is you are so excited because you have found a way to save $2.50 on a coffee drink.
Yes.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Well, I've switched up my drink to just order an Americano with just espresso and water, and then add a little bit of this specific. It's this coffee shop we go to that makes their own creamer, and they just add a little bit. So then it's not a lot of dairy still because I don't like to have a lot of dairy, and it's not a latte, mocha, whatever else. So yeah, it's $2.50 cheaper.
I
That's
mean,
a
it's still
lot.
like $9, but you feel good
No,
about it. So I think
no, it's
we'll
not.
call it
5.75.
a victory. So
Yes, victory.
yeah. Anything else going on? Had first football game last week. That was fun.
Yeah, that's I'm.
It was our first last.
I know.
That's kind of sad,
Yeah, we're gonna
but
soak it up though.
yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to talk about what it takes to be a great leader today. And what do you think it takes to be a great leader? Do you have any? Thoughts on that?
Well, I did actually think about this because you did give me a little warning what we were going to talk about this time. I mean,
Oh,
you've gotten to where you do a lot of times. Thank you. Um, but in what I was thinking through, it's more the things that you don't do that make
okay.
you a great leader. That's kind of where I went in my head.
And that's okay. I want to write some things down. What are some things that you have noticed great leaders don't do?
Why are you going to write it down?
So I have take notes. So if it's a really good idea, I can take credit for it. put it in a book, give you 0 credit. People will
Oh.
think I'm smart. So
Okay,
go
then
ahead.
I'll just spend the money that you make from the book.
You,
Okay.
you're already doing that. You're already doing that.
So you want me to start? You usually
You
start.
said you said you identified some things that great leaders don't do. Give me one.
Oh, well, one of them was because I feel really guilty of this one, I guess, too. And I don't know if I'm a leader though, for one. Let's just start there. I don't really feel like I can call myself a leader, so my words may mean nothing. Let's just start
You
there.
Well, don't give yourself a little more credit. You lead the spending in our home. And so you are definitely leading the pack there. You spend more money than the rest of us combined. That makes you a
Manage.
leader.
Just manage things, okay? Just manager. Um um but one of them was don't cast blame always. Take responsibility. That was one I had, just reviewing. Again, I like to read. I like to listen to podcasts, um, watch reels. But I thought, there are so many times when things go wrong, usually, but a lot of times even when things go right, well, no, more when things go wrong. Like you just want to blame. Well, it's this person's fault. Well, no, it's probably the way you led or the decisions you made that caused problems. So just own it.
Just own it. And that's that
Yeah.
accountability piece. That's that ownership piece. And anytime I'm talking about building trust, which is, I think, a fundamental skill that great leaders have, is that they know how to build trust with their team, with those they lead. Owning it is such a big deal. And we should not expect our boss or our team, those we're leading, to be perfect. We will not be perfect. We are going to screw up. But when you screw up, that's when you figure out what you're made of. That's when that individual's character is revealed. And they say tough times build character. I don't believe that. I don't believe tough times build character. I believe tough times reveal a person's character. When you're under pressure, what do? How do you respond? And we've all known somebody. We've all worked with someone who every time something goes wrong, they have somebody to blame. They've got a reason, an excuse. And there's just something magical about standing there in the line of fire and saying, you know what, that was on me. And that's something that we can, that's something we can follow. Something we can follow. That's someone we can follow. Because it's like, you know what, they're not perfect. But when they screw up, they're going to own it. The execution of whether or not we do something right, then that's a performance issue. And we're going to have performance issues. But how we handle them, when we have that performance issue, that becomes an integrity issue. And you've heard me tell this story, but Simon Sinek, he tells a little story I've seen on TikTok that he was interviewing a colonel in the Marines, and I may have the ranks wrong, but he was interviewing a colonel in the Marines, and the colonel was late. And he said, "Sorry, I'm late, Simon. I had to discharge a Marine." And he said, "Why did you discharge a Marine?" He said, "Well, I discharged him. He fell asleep on his watch." And Simon's like, you discharged somebody because they fell asleep on their watch. He said, "No, I discharged them because they lied about it."
Yes, you've told this recently.
Yeah, the first one's a performance issue. The second one's an integrity issue. That owning it is so important. But yeah, why is it so hard to own it?
Well, I don't want to be wrong.
So it's a humility issue, right? It's
Yeah.
our ego, our pride. It's like I don't want to admit I don't know something. I was somewhere, and who was I talking to? Was it Cruz? I don't remember. I was talking to somebody, and they were in an interview, and I just told them, I said, if the person doing the interview, if they say an acronym, you don't know. If they ask
Always.
you a question, you don't know. Yeah, and we shouldn't, we shouldn't use acronyms because we're going to make our audience feel stupid, right? Potentially. But if they say something you don't know or don't understand, don't go with it. Don't pretend. I said, instead, just stop them right there and say, "Hold on, explain that to me." And as the person who's stopping the conversation, we feel like, "Oh, I look stupid." But it's like, no. The quality you're showing in that moment is, yeah, I'm not too proud to admit when I don't know something. And I think that's so important to being not only a great individual but a great leader, right?
Well, all you speak is acronyms to me half the time.
Well, I I'm a pretty big deal, and that's one of the reasons I'm always using acronyms. I've got to remind you of that. But no,
Oh,
do
oh.
I speak acronyms to you a lot?
Well, yeah, because it's you're when you're in union world, why are you cheesy smiling?
I'm just waiting for this. I want to hear it. Yeah.
Oh, it's like union world talk. There's so many Nika, IBW, SMACNA, IB, whatever. I don't even know them all. Your shirt has an acronym on it. It's a company that likes you.
Yeah.
I mean,
FSG Prefab. Andrew
right.
Lehman, thank you, down in Houston. But you know what? I don't even know what FSG means. I don't know what it means. But
But
I look really good in his gear,
I know.
and he's really good to me. He's got some guys in there. He's got at least one in the foreman's inner circle, and buys our books, and so it gives you money to spend. And so, yeah, FSG's a big deal out there, Andrew. Thank you.
And I just realized we're both in black. I should have worn something different. I was just trying not to match this wall I was going to sit in front of. And I have so many flowered clothes, so I didn't want to be in flowers.
That's good. That's good. But yeah,
Um,
we speak in acronyms, but
yeah.
most of those acronyms you know, or at least familiar with. But
I'm
maybe if
learned.
I ever do make you feel stupid, you should say something. Tell me.
Yeah, I may ask, I may not. Depends.
Right.
What else? What else is on your little sheet there you're writing on?
Actually, I didn't take any notes. I didn't write anything down, but I should own it. I think for me, what it takes to be a great leader is I think you got to put the people over the process.
Okay,
And I
that kind of
think
goes with something I was going to say. Keep going.
okay, no, take credit for my ideas. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I'm not going to take credit for your ideas. That's never, I can't even do that. Go.
Well, I think it's about people, right? Leadership's about influence. It's not about a title or a rank that's leading through authority. If somebody's following you because they have to, you're not a leader. You're a boss.
Hmm.
But if they're following you because they want to, that's a leader. It's like are people coming to you for advice when things get hot, when things get heavy? Do they look to you for help when there is a fire? Who are they standing behind? One of the things that I thought was pretty telling. I'll tell a quick story on cruise. Do you remember the episode probably a year ago when we were doing the float trip, and I talked to the gals in the bikinis about their cat in the water, and when I asked their name,
Yes.
I said, "What's your dog's name?" And they said, "It's a cat." Right? And I said, "That's a weird
Yes.
name for a dog." But
Only
one
you
of
would
the
say that,
things,
yes.
what's that now?
Only you would say that.
Yes, but one of the things that I noticed about that trip is when things were going on, like the guys, and it's easy. It's fun to watch high school, junior high dynamics with boys, but there was no captain of the trip. There was no real pecking order. But like when those girls showed up, everyone kind of stood behind Cruz, and they're like, "Hey, you should go talk to those girls." And it's like there wasn't a vote, there wasn't a competition, but all the boys knew this is the leader. And I'm not just bragging on Cruz because he's our kid, because we saw that 2 years ago with Lane.
Hmm.
When all of those guys were out, if there was something going on, they would file up behind Lane.
Hmm.
And they didn't have a discussion in the bus and say, "Hey, I'm the boss. You need to go through me." None of that happened.
Right.
Leaders attract people who want to follow them.
Yeah.
And I'll often tell somebody, if nobody's following you, it's not because you don't have the right title. It's because you don't have any influence. People are choosing not to follow you. That means you're not their leader. And so leadership's about the people. And so I think the question we have to ask ourselves is, how do we influence people in a way that inspires trust where they want to follow us? And I think part of it is owning it. I think a big piece of it is protection. Are we willing as a leader to stand in front of the threat?
Oh, what was that
whatever
going to
that
mean?
is.
Okay.
And that threat may be a beautiful woman in a bikini. That is scare the crap out of somebody, right? Especially in junior high and high school. That's the threat. The threat may be a bully. Are we willing to stand in between somebody and the bully? Are we willing to stand up for what's right? Are we willing to stand between a client and our team?
Mm-hmm.
Something goes
Mm-hmm.
bad on a job or a project and that client's wanting blood, the leader is the one that stands up and says, "No, not on my watch. We're going to work this out a different way." Are we willing to stand between our team and our boss? Sometimes we got to stand up to our boss. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
But that's not how this is going to go. And so that's why I really believe leadership. It's just about people. It's just about people.
So
Protecting
then where
those
I was,
individuals. Go ahead.
would you
I'll
say
shut up.
caring for those individuals?
Protecting them. I think there's a lot of
Protecting
protection.
them. Yeah. Well, and I was just gonna, I don't know if this is an add to what you said but it's just be genuine about it. Like, like the Bible says, treat others how you want to be treated. Like, you can't be a leader and really care about your people if it's not genuine. Then it's see-through.
Well,
If
that's
you're gonna,
authenticity, right?
well, I don't use those big words, but
We could create an acronym for that.
but I mean, think of the other person first. Live in their shoes a little bit. Like, I just think good leaders do that. And whether it's even for a promotion or even a reassignment, like if that's not going to be a good role for that person and it, don't do that. You wouldn't do that to yourself. I mean, do your research, figure that out, and just act in love. It's just like meeting new friends. It's just like going to junior high for the first time, going to high school for the first time, visiting a new place, whatever it is, meeting new people, just act in love. I don't
Well,
know.
and
Kind of
so in
basic.
the yeah, no, and you're exactly right. And in the construction world, I mean, we don't say act in love.
Okay, sorry. Come up with some
That,
acronym or
but it's
some
empathy.
something.
It's empathy, right?
Empathy.
It's
Okay.
putting yourself in somebody else's shoes.
Yeah.
It's understanding what somebody's going through. It's the old saying, nobody cares how much you know till they know how much you care. I mean, do you care about your people? And if you don't care about the people, maybe you shouldn't be in that role. Maybe you shouldn't. Why
I
is that
think
funny?
we all care about people, right?
No, no, no.
Really?
Well, no, no. I see people all the time don't care about people. They care about getting ahead. They will stab you in the back. We have had business partners who will stab you in the back to get ahead.
Oh yeah.
They do not care about people. Now they may care about their people,
Yeah.
me, myself, and I,
Yeah.
but they are not people first. We will push somebody to their limit for the sake
Mm-hmm.
of profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not what a leader does.
Yeah.
That's a hostile environment. I hope those people go broke. I hope
That's
really
mean.
bad things for them. So maybe I don't care about all people. Maybe I'm part of the problem. I think another thing that leaders do is leaders they go into dark places first. They lead. They will go into danger first.
Yeah.
They will say follow me. They will go into either whether it's a hostile environment or a hostile meeting or something unknown. They pick up the gun and walk in there first. That's what a leader does, and that is a level of self-sacrifice for their team. I think leaders need to ask themselves the question: how have I sacrificed myself for my team? And you can sacrifice your time. You can sacrifice your money. When a leader's like, "Hey, you're having a rough week. Why don't you go home? Just take a personal day." That's sacrificing some money, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice our energy. We sacrifice our energy when we say, "Hey, man, you're spent. Why don't you go cool off inside, or why don't you go warm up and give me the shovel. Give me a turn." That's what a leader does. A boss just going to stand up there with a bullwhip and crack it and say, "Hey, I'm not paying you to stand around." Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're a really good leader. I am not.
I don't
Is
believe that.
everybody supposed to be a leader? Like that may be a stupid question.
No, no, you need good soldiers. We need good
Followers? Is
soldiers.
that a follower?
What's that?
Is that a follower?
Yeah, right. You need people that are gonna. Not everybody wants the responsibility of leadership. Not everybody wants to go first. And that's okay.
Yeah.
One of the issues I see a lot in the construction industry is we desperately need people that want to lead, but a lot of them don't want the responsibility, and so we almost shame them. And we think we make them think they're less than if they're not willing to take that role and responsibility. And it's like, nah, not everybody's wired for this. Worst thing we can do is put somebody in a role they don't want or are not ready for.
Yeah.
My brother Brandon, your brother-in-law, he tells the story of of an individual that they put in a leadership role, and he was not a good leader. Didn't like being a leader. He failed as a leader, and now as a company, what are they forced to do? We've got a failed leader, doesn't know how to lead, doesn't want to lead,
Yeah.
was doing it because they were put in a headlock. And he said, so we have the option of either demoting that individual, take them from a leadership role, put them back in the rank and file, or fire them. And they said, very seldom can you find someone who's got the humility to take a demotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said in that situation, they had to fire that guy. And they said, it was our fault. It was our fault. We didn't coach this person. We didn't tell them what they were getting into. They had no idea. For them, they just saw more money, better title. For the individual, ego accepted the leadership role, but couldn't take a step down. And he said, not only did we turn a great journeyman into a bad leader, but he said, we lost a great journeyman. He said it was a lose-lose. But, too often in our business, we will promote somebody because of how long they've been here. It's like, well, you're next. It's like everybody's climbing this ladder, and when you're next on the rung, well, then you're next boss. And it's like, no. Sometimes that natural leader is at the bottom of the ladder. They haven't been here the longest. They don't know the most about code and our trade. They don't have the most experience, but it's like they have the qualities it takes to lead. But that is so hard to promote that person who's not next in line, because then we have to be honest with our people. We got to be honest with them. We got to say, you're not a leader.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Right. Well, we haven't, I mean, it's kind of assumed. We haven't brought it up, but honesty. And I don't mean like don't lie, tell the truth. I mean, be honest with someone, yeah, if they're not the right fit, or be honest with yourself. Like if you want to just promote somebody because you want to work with them. And again, I'm talking out of what I hear you talk about. I don't have experience in this at all. But
You
like
have
I
a
hear
ton of
you.
experience with it. You saw it all the time in the medical field.
Well, but that was a long time ago too. But don't just promote somebody because you're friends with them and you want to work with them. Like be honest and say, no, this is not, they don't fit the criteria. They're not going to be a good leader. They won't have a good following. They won't, that's where I think of honesty.
And that's a big piece of honesty, and that is so hard to do. It's so hard. So
I
hard.
bet.
So hard to be honest with someone. And if I had a magic wand and I could give one quality to leaders, it would be honesty. When we can be honest with our people in a way that they will accept it and change, there's no limit to what we can do. When we can't do that, oh man, we're not helping ourselves or them.
Yeah.
Anything else on this?
No, I hope it's not, I always think, I hope it's not too repetitive. Sometimes I feel like we talk about the same things in a different way, in a different story, but I forgot
right.
so clearly. I don't know. I needed the refreshing.
And I was thinking about that the other day. It's like, golly, all we talk about is kids and your shopping habits and leadership. But then I look at Dave Ramsey, and he'll tell you, the only thing he talks about is spending less than you make, right?
Well, that's true.
And we still listen, and we still need it. It's like,
yeah,
that's a great idea. Hold on, let me write this
let me
down.
take notes.
Figure out how much you make, and then spend less. Hold on, I haven't heard it that way before. Because what we do is we like to take, here's how much I spend. Now, Nick, don't make more than that, right? I mean, that's kind of our philosophy of financial management. Nick, you're going to be busy next quarter. But
Nick, my transmission quit.
and that's frustrating. So you've got a 2020 Lincoln Navigator, Black
It's
Label.
Mama's new Suburban, yeah.
Yeah,
In your big
and
story, you always tell.
yeah, it's the third Suburban on the struggler story that I tell. But transmission went out at 100,000 miles. It's so frustrating. So we bought a new transmission, had it put in. The second one's worse than the first one. And so now they're working on it again, and it looks like we're going to have another transmission put in it. But I don't want to go buy a new one. What did you say a new fancy
I
car is
didn't
going to
even
cost?
I didn't look that up. We're not doing that.
It's stupid. It's
Things
stupid.
aren't made the way they have always been made.
Well,
Is this a
that is true.
leadership problem, or is it a chain of command, or is it a where's the quality not working?
I don't
Learn
know.
that somewhere from someone.
It's
Tell me.
something to do with profit. I don't know. I don't know. Quality control. There's some QC issues. There's an acronym for you.
Yeah, I was like,
Uh,
what is that quality control?
quality control.
You think you're a
Pretty
big
big
deal?
deal. Pretty big deal.
Just
FSG shirt doing the QC.
normal.
Talking to the IBW at the NECA chapter.
Goodness, I don't even.
But
All I know is
the
my
only
hummingbirds are really active out there.
you got hummingbirds? They're supposed to be migrating right
They're
now, I
supposed to
was
be
told.
migrating, and they are. They're busy at our house. They're
That's
beautiful.
good.
I got
The,
sidetracked.
the only other thing I would say that great leaders do, and there's a lot of things, but great leaders are willing to make a decision.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
willing to make a hard decision, and they're willing to live with the consequence. If it's wrong, we will make adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
too often we get trapped in thinker mode or in fear where we're afraid we're going to make the right decision, or we're so focused on making the perfect decision that we don't make any decision at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
leaders are willing to make a decision.
So, okay, what did you write down our points?
No, all I have
Points.
written down is own it. That's it. That's the only one I wrote down. All the others are
Yes.
real good. So
Own it.
great.
Accountability
It's
/
the
be
same thing.
honest. As owning it,
Yeah. Yeah.
love and empathy, and whatever other construction word you want to call it. I'd
Empathy.
like to know what the boys call it.
Weakness is what they call it. Um,
We're not talking about this, Nick Biddle.
yeah, they think it's sensitivity training. And then the other thing we talked about was go in first.
Mm.
We leaders going to go into dark places first, and they also stand between their people in danger,
Mm.
whether that danger is unknown or real danger. Right?
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
Good job.
Do you like the video thing, or do you want to go right back to talking to a microphone?
Probably microphone.
This is harder. This
It's
is
really
harder.
hard.
I get so distracted by the beautiful people in the monitor that I'm looking at. And
right. I
you're
get
one of those.
distracted with.
So
Oh, I'm one. Thanks.
you're one of those. Yeah, you're one of those.
I get distracted with where am I supposed to look on the phone? Oh, look at the hummingbirds. Oh,
Yeah,
but
squirrel.
I'm glad we tried this because there are a lot of good people that I know I want you to interview, and so we've got to figure out a way because you don't always have time on your travels. So we got to figure out a way to do this. So this was a good practice run.
I think it's the next step. Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
good people for me to interview. It might be that's probably a little generous, but there are some people that I would like to interview. So no, they're all good guys, good guys, good gals. So all right, guys, that's all I got for you this time. Till next time, take care.